From the start, it didn't seem like SpongeBob would be a huge success, but slowly but surely, it became the most famous children's animated series ever. Now the franchise has been milked out so much to where everything feels so corporate and all over the place. Let's dig into it today on the Zay Zay Zone. Welcome to the Zay Zay Zone. I'm your host Isaiah, or Zay Zay Next, whatever you want to call me. Today, I'm gonna need you to bear with me, okay? As some bacteria is now controlling my body, and I sound a little bit more nasal than usual, or more rappy than usual, whatever you think I sound like, okay? I should be better, really soon. And before we actually get into the video, let's put a little hashtag get well Isaiah, get well Zay Zay, because I'm not, yeah, my throat's feeling kind of, yeah, I'm okay. Yes, so let's get into this. I believe the show was at the start of its peak in 2002, and here's why. There was an article published in October 2002 by the Entertainment Weekly, Entertainment Weekly. And in this said article, the writer of the article questioned the sexuality of SpongeBob, and that kind of put me off a little bit. Excuse me, why are we doing this? Tell me why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? I don't understand. Why are we, questioning his sexuality? I couldn't get my hand around that a news source would actually sit down and make an article to question the sexuality of a cartoon character. So, and I know this is like a Nickelodeon cartoon, so why would they do that? So this made me believe that, this is like the peak. Like, this is when he started to, be on top of his game. Where everybody knows his name, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was on the level of, The Simpsons, South Park, yeah, like that. So that's what I see with this article. But yeah, the peak was during this third season before the film came out. But yeah, let's move on to the next section. Quality down, popularity up. Even though SpongeBob was very popular in 2002, his peak expanded even more when the SpongeBob SquarePants movie was released in November 2004. The original intention was for SpongeBob to conclude after the end of the third season, and the film was to serve as the series finale. But of course, Nickelodeon wanted more money and more this and more that, so they decided to renew it because they can and they have the power to do that. It's true though. For real. What ended up happening because they Nickelodeon, of course. But oh my god, please stroke. I'm kind of sick. People like to completely put down season 4 and 5, which gets me kind of mad because it was good actually compared to season 6 and season 7, which is what I would call the dark ages of the franchise and SpongeBob in general. Season 4 was the closest to season 3 or season 2, maybe season 1 probably. They just found his footing, Season 4 is finding his footing after Steven Hillenbrand left, trying to experiment a little bit, not completely, but he's kind of like did something to see how it would work out. Season 5 was very experimental, I would say. They were trying a 3-episode format. Like, you had one episode with one big one, one little small one in the middle, and then the last one. So they're really trying to experiment with season 5, and I can see that they were trying to do that too. But thinking not all experiments go well, and obviously it didn't go as well as they wanted to go. But I feel like season 5 leans more towards season 6 than season 4. You know what I'm saying? Season 4 leans a little bit more to the classic years than season 5. Season 5 still has some classic moments in there too, but I feel like season 4 was like the last classic season for SpongeBob, in my opinion. And I feel like after that, it kind of just just to do this, just to do that, just to do something basically. So it wasn't really at its peak. But as in ratings, probably yes, it has some highest viewed episodes. But now let's get into the dark ages. So during the dark ages of SpongeBob, it basically, drastically changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really changed a lot. It introduced gross out humor, a new style of animation, some lazy writing, characters losing more and more of their traits, and a lot of episodes were like Squidward torture episodes, But then again, I can't really just say it was Squidward torture. Sometimes it was other characters too. Even the viewer was being tortured by some episodes. Like, Gary got tortured in a Powerful Gary. I think another episode, Plankton got tortured by Mr. Krabs' daughter, and Mr. Krabs used it against him. Even though I can't stand Plankton, I couldn't see him just, sit there running for his life. And then seeing Gary being tortured by whatever that little ball of greenness with that, I don't even know what that was, man. It looks hideous. I'm so serious, it looks hideous. And then what was the big old thing? I can't explain how I feel right now, but what were they thinking? And then, but season 6 had the Splinter, you know? Oh my god, that big old splinter, and it kept getting bigger and nastier, and then the toenail from I actually wasn't coughing. I mean, no, I was actually coughing, not throwing up, okay? But it sounded like I was throwing up. But for real, I could not understand why they did that, man. Like, I don't understand. I understand you are trying to experiment, but most shows get good as time goes on. But then again, a lot of shows also decline in pop in, like, in writing, and I don't know what they were trying to do. If I had control over SpongeBob, then I mean at this time, then I would know what to do with these characters. I would change them back to how they were before, and try to make the show as good as possible while we still can, because no one needs to see this. No one needs to see gross out humor. No one wants to see a person's toenail ripped off of the skin. No one wants to see. No one wants to see any nail ripped off of somebody's skin. Like, come on, think about that for a minute. Just think. Do you want to see a nub? Like, what? And no one wants to see your favorite character being terrorized. Even if you like Plankton, you don't want to see that. Even if you don't like Plankton, you don't want to see that. I just don't understand what they were thinking. I really don't. But even though this era was a lot of things for the show, I can say that season 8, was different. And that's why I'm saying that it opened up a new era for SpongeBob. Okay, so season 8 was a major improvement from the last 2 seasons of Disaster. The writing got better to a degree. The characters stayed the same for the most part, but I can say that this season was a bright season for SpongeBob. And season 9 was even better. So it was improving in quality after years of barely anything being done for it. People also often split season 9 into 2 halves. 9A is the pre-sequel movie and before the return of Steven Hillenburg, which felt like a continuation of season 8. I'm not gonna lie, it felt like a continuation of season 8. Then 9B felt like it could have been its own standalone season because it felt very different compared to the whole show itself. Yes, it still felt like SpongeBob, but then again, it felt fresh. Like, it felt fresh. Like, since when did SpongeBob felt fresh? Like, it just blew me by surprise when I first saw these episodes. Like, wow, this is different. What is this? Like, what is this? So it was a step in the right direction, I could say, And it kept consistent good episodes, along with some plain dumb episodes. But then, unfortunately, on November 26, 2018, Steven Hillenburg passed away from ALS at the age of 57. His passing definitely opened up a new era for SpongeBob. So right here, what I call the expansion, okay? So in February 2019, a SpongeBob prequel series titled Camp Coral was announced to be in development, along with several other ones, such as a, third something with Sandy Cheeks. I don't know. It was something. But I think it came later, like the next year, 2020. I'm not sure, okay? But I heard about it before, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool, And then 2 years later, the Patrick Star Show ended up happening, and this was met with some controversy as well for the fact people were thinking that it was, not respecting the wishes of Steven Hillenburg, and that's a topic for another day. So yeah, it's sad seeing things you grew up with change. And it can be a heartbreaking moment, or it can be a sad moment, or like a moment like, wow, I'm really old, or wow, this show, it sucks. Like, just different things going through your mind, making you feel a different type of way. Like, wow, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is happening right now. Why is this happening? Things like that. And that's understandable. It's very understandable. Despite the franchise dipping in quality from what it once was, children around the world are enjoying each piece of media from this franchise. And at the end of the day, as long as it keeps bringing in the big sum of money every year, then the franchise is here to stay. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of the Zay Zay Zone. If you guys didn't do the episode, please give the episode a big old like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And yeah, real quick before we leave, thank you so much for being patient for me to come back. I had to take a week off to focus on how I can make this content better or different, and I came up with a solution to make things work, and hopefully from this point forward we can be able to make high quality, more high quality content, because I feel like I saw myself slacking a little bit in the past few weeks, so I'm trying to make sure I'm on point when I do these videos again. So thank you so much for being patient if you are a viewer of the channel. Other than that, thank you for watching today's episode, and I'll see you again in the next episode of the Zay Zay Zone. Peace, y'all.